how I've created a database for my sales contacts and their email addresses. But instead of doing that, I thought I would just go ahead and put this video together so that way everybody could see. And it's easier, I think, if you can see exactly what I'm doing as opposed to just reading it. So I created an Excel spreadsheet that has all this information in it. And I'm going to walk you through this right now. So the first thing we have to do is we have to open up Excel. So once you open up Excel, just open a blank workbook. And in this blank workbook, this is where we're going to create our database. So at the very top, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put in there the information that we want to gather. So in row 1, column A, I'm going to put in first name. Then I'm going to tab over to column B and I'm going to put last name. Column C, I'm going to put email. Column D, I'm going to get their phone number for texting. And then column E, I want their position. And then column F, the dealer name. Now, I like to bold these, the actual names of the columns, the headers, so that way they just kind of stand out. So I'm going to highlight all of those. In order to highlight them, just go to the cell, the first or the last cell, and then hit and hold, or press and hold, I should say, the shift key, and then right arrow, and it will highlight all those. And then from the home tab up here, just go ahead and hit the B for bold. And you'll notice it will bold all of those for you. Now, you'll notice that like for phone number right here, it's longer than the width of the column. So to correct that, just take your crosshairs and put them on the line between D and E and double click. And it automatically will extend the width of the column to fit the longest text that you have in there. And you can do that for all of these as well. And you'll notice you'll do that after you input data in here because you're going to get some email addresses that are rather long and probably some names that are rather long. So we'll go ahead and do that right now, and then of course we'll do it again. So what we've done is I've put the headers up here of the information that I want to gather from my salespeople. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file as the master. So go up here to the top left where it says File and click on File, and then just go down here and touch on Save As. Now you can put this wherever you want. You can put it on your desktop, you can put it into some sort of a folder that you've created. So I'm going to go out here to Browse, and I'm going to look on my computer and put it in Documents, and then I want to put it down here in Excel, and I'm just going to call it Sales Contact Master. I'm going to use MSTR as short for master, and then I'm just going to hit enter. And now you'll notice at the very top it says Sales Contact Master. The top center, that tells you what file you're working on. So now that I have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to input my data on line 2. So my first name, of course, is Robert. Last name, Branson. My email, I'll just put rbranson at gpstrategies.com. Phone number, position, and for dealer. All right, so you'll notice my email is longer than the width of the column. So once again, take your crosshairs, put them on that line between C and D, and double click. And it automatically extends that. So that way it fits what I have. So as you can see, I just put my information in there. So with that information in mind, let's go ahead and look at column D. Now you'll notice column D, I have my phone number, but it's just numbers. So let's go ahead and change that column so that it will put it into correct format. So I'm going to highlight the entire column. Now to highlight the entire column, take your cursor, your mouse, and put it on D, where it says D, and just left click. You'll notice it highlights the entire column. And then we're going to right click anywhere in the highlighted area, and you're going to scroll down here to where it says Format Cells. Click on Format Cells, and then from the window that pops up, go down to where it says Special, and click on Special. And then on the right-hand side over here, just click on Phone Number, and it will put it in the correct format after you hit OK. So as you can see, it now puts the parens where they need to be, and the space and the dash for me. So now anything I put in here that has numbers, it's going to put it in the correct phone number format. So just a little trick there to keep everything in the same format. All right, so now I have my master. So let's go up here to File, and let's save this so that way it'll save any and all changes that I've made so far. So now let's go ahead and create a blank copy of this, so that way you can use the blank copy in the dealership and only you have access to the master copy. And I'll explain that to you here in just a second as to why. But before we do that, we need to turn on our form, because you may be saying, well, I'm going to have to input all this information in here. No, you're not. The salespeople are going to do it for you, and you're going to create a form to allow them to do that. So in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to click on File. And then once you click on File, it goes to another window. Go down here to the Options all the way at the bottom, and you're going to click on Options. Once that happens, you're going to get your Excel Options window to pop up. Halfway down on the left-hand side where it says Customize Ribbon, go ahead and click Customize Ribbon. And then over here in the right window, we're going to turn on Developer right here. So put a check mark in that box, and then press or click the plus next to where you just put the check mark, and it'll expand Developer for us. You'll notice it says Code, Add-ins, Controls, and XML. Well, what we want to do is add a new group. So go down here to the bottom center, right underneath that box, and touch New Group. You'll notice it now has New Group, and it's highlighted for you. In the upper left-hand portion, where it says Choose Commands From, as you can see right here, touch that little down arrow to expand the pop-up window. And then you're going to go down here where it says Commands Not in the Ribbon, and we're going to choose that. So click on that, and it's going to give you all of these commands that are not in the ribbon. What we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down to where it says Form, and then you're going to highlight Form by clicking on it, and in the very center of the page you're going to click Add. And on the right hand side you'll notice it added the form under the new group that we put under the developer. Once all that takes place, just hit OK at the very bottom right hand corner. Now at the very top of our screen you'll notice it says File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, View, and now Developer. So if we click on Developer, you're going to notice on the right hand side right here is a form, and that's what we're going to use to gather this information. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to save the master once again. So we're going to go File and Save. That way it saves all of our changes. And now we're going to create a blank copy of this. So go to up here once again to the left hand corner where it says File and choose Save As. Now once again you can put it wherever you want. I would highly suggest you do put it in the same place that you have your master. So I'm going to browse, and I'm going to go to Documents, and then I'm going to go down to Excel, and then I'm going to click right here in this box, and then I'm just going to arrow over to where it says Master, and I'm going to call it Sales Contact Blank. And then I'll just choose Save. Now, if you look at the top center, I'm working on my Sales Contact Blank. But I want to have the blank and the master open at the same time. So just open up your File Explorer, and then find out where it is that you put those two files, and open up the master. Mine's right here, Sales Contact Master. So if you do that, and then you hover over the Excel icon at the bottom, you'll notice that you have two windows up. I have my blank and I have my master. So if I look at my blank, it's exactly like my master is at this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight my name right here, that row. Once again, just get the highlighted area, the highlighted cell to that name, hit the shift and hold it, right arrow to the end, and you can see it highlights everything. So now what I'm going to do is up here under developer at the top, remember we just put that up there. You have the file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and developer. I'm going to choose form. It's going to ask me this question, just hit yes. Now you'll notice all of the information is right there. First name, last name, email, phone, position, and dealer. Just choose new. If I put some information in here, you'll notice that it will put that over here, and I'll just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And my position is sales. Dealer is ABC 1, 2, 3. Hit enter, and it inputs that information right underneath mine. Let's go ahead and put someone else in there, and we'll put James Brown, email, jbrown, at gmail.com, phone number, we'll put 865 555 1212. Position, we'll put manager. And dealer, once again, we'll go with ABC 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, as people continue to put information in here, it's just going to continue to fill out this Excel spreadsheet back here for you. Once again, I have the salespeople enter this information, so that way I'm assured that what I'm getting is correct because they're putting it in there. So once you have the information, you know, you're at the dealership and all your salespeople put this information in here, just hit close. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this information and we're going to put it into our master. And all we have to do once again is we're going to highlight all of this information. So just start in one of the corners. So I'll start at the very top left. And a couple ways you can do this. You can press and hold the shift key and then just arrow all the information till it's highlighted. Or I can start in the upper left-hand corner, press and hold the shift key and click, left click in the lower right-hand corner of all the information, and it highlights it as well. Now I'm going to copy this. Once again, you can copy it a couple different ways. You can right click and choose copy, or you can hit Control C, which copies it as well. Just a shortcut. Now I want to put this information into my master. So go down here to the bottom where you have your icon for Excel and choose the master. Now, once you have it up there, just take and highlight the cell right below the information you already have, and we're going to paste it. You can either right click into that cell and choose to paste, or you can go Control V and it'll put all the information in there for you. So as you can see, right there is all the information I need. Now, if we look at James Brown, we'll notice his phone number is incorrect. We can correct that ourselves by doing one of two things. We can highlight that cell, and if you go up here to the formula bar, which I'm circling right now, you can put that other 5 in there, or you can just double click the cell and it allows you to have access to the cell. Either way, it makes no difference, but after you're done, you do have to hit enter, whether you do it in the cell or you do it up here in the formula bar. So as you can see, I just took the information that the salespeople gave me from my blank copy, which is right here, and then I copied all that information to my master copy, which is right here. So that way I continue to build my master copy the way I want it. Now, one thing you will notice, however, because I already had my name in there, I just created a duplicate email. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to cell C and we're going to do what's called conditional formatting. So I want to highlight the entire cell. So once again, go up here where it says C, move your cursor, your mouse up there where it says C, and just left click. It will highlight the entire cell. Then from the Home tab on the ribbon up here, remember File, Home, Insert Page Layout, choose Home, and go over here where it says Conditional Formatting. Go ahead and click on that, and we're going to do Highlight Cell Rules. And then we're going to go down here to the very bottom where it says Duplicate Values, and we're going to choose Duplicate Values. Now, as you can see, it brings up my next window, Duplicate Values, which I'm going to use duplicate, and then you can choose to have it fill whatever color you want from this drop down. I'm going to use light red and dark red, and I hit OK. And instantly you'll notice that it tells me I have 2 of me. So when we sort this data, which I'm going to show you here in just a second, whenever you notice that you have 2 of somebody, you can delete one of them because you don't need both of them, because you only need one of their email addresses, because that's all you're going to have to send this information to. So speaking of sorting, let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in the upper left-hand corner of the first row of data, not my header, of data, and then I'm going to highlight all the data. Once again, highlighting. Press the Shift key and hold it, and you can use the arrow keys or you can use the mouse and click however you want to do it. Makes no difference. So then I'm going to go up here to the top, once again on the ribbon where it says File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data. Choose Data. And then we're going to choose Sort right here in the center. So go ahead and click on Sort. And it's going to allow me to put the values in that I want to sort by. So I want to sort by first the dealer name, and then I'm going to add a level to sort by, and I'm going to sort by last name. And then I'm going to hit OK. And you're going to notice that it changes everything over here. It sorts them by dealer first and then by last name. So once again, I have 2 of me and Sandy, so I'm going to delete one. To delete one, it's really simple. You go over here to the left-hand side, and you're going to notice there are numbers. Just go ahead and click on, let's say, 4 or 5, because they're both the same, and we'll say 4. So I'm going to click 4, and if you hit delete, it takes all that information away. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't remove the cell, or I'm sorry, the row. We want to get rid of that entire row. So what we're going to do is really simple. We're just going to click anywhere in that row and highlight any cell in that row. And then from the Home tab, remember up here on our ribbon, File, Home, go to Home. Over here on the right-hand side, you're going to notice there's this little delete. You have Insert, Delete, and Format. So go ahead and click on this arrow right here, and it's going to give you a little pop-up window. We want to delete a sheet row. And you'll notice it'll get rid of that row. Row is gone. So all you have to do is highlight any portion of a row and then go to delete and delete sheet row, and it'll take it out of there for you. So now as I continue to do this, I'm going to continue to build my database here, excuse me, which is going to allow me to have all the email addresses that I need. So you may say, okay, so what good does that do me? This gives me a quick, easy way to get all the email addresses, copy them, and put them into Outlook. So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up Outlook over here. Let me do something first. You don't have to do what I'm getting ready to do, but I do have to make sure that this isn't connected, and it's not. Okay. So I'm going to open up Outlook, and once I open up Outlook, it's going to go ahead and sync, and it's going to do what it's going to do here. And once it's done syncing and thinking, All right. So go ahead and click on New Email. And of course, you're going to send it to Fast Forward. And then you're going to blind copy. So as you can see, to courtesy copy, blind copy. We want to blind copy all of those email addresses from the salespeople. And the reason you want to blind copy them is because you are giving personal information away whenever you give somebody's email address away. So if you send it to them or courtesy copy them, you're telling other people what their email address is. So your best bet is just to blind copy everyone, so that way you're not giving any information away. So you may say, okay, so how do I get that information in here? Really simple. Go back to your Sales Contact Master Excel spreadsheet. And then what we're going to do is we are going to copy all of these email addresses right here. So just highlight one of the cells, hold down the Shift key, and then you're going to highlight them. I'm going to use Control C, which copies them. I then go back to my message over here, and down here in the blind copy field, I'm going to put my cursor, and then I'm going to hit Control V, which you'll notice it now puts all of those email addresses in there. And once you hit OK, it puts them out here in the format they're supposed to be in. And then, of course, you put your subject, whatever the subject is of the broadcast for that month, and then you paste your information down here in the email, of course, and then you hit send, and it'll send all that information out to everybody you need to have it sent out to. So pretty simple, pretty easy, and allows you to get all that information in there. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, 865-405-6613, and I'll help you out as much as I possibly can. So let's just recap this real quick, and I'll go back to my master. So what we did is we created a master spreadsheet for us to keep track of all the email addresses of all of our sales contacts. And then once we created that, of course, we put our headers up here. And then we created a form. Remember, to put the form in there, we had to go to File. We had to go to Options. We had to go down here where it says Customize Ribbon. And we had to turn on Developer by putting a check mark in there. And once we did that, we added this new group by the New Group button. And of course, then we added Form. Remember, we put Form in there by going to the commands not in ribbon. And then we just scrolled down to it, we highlighted form, and we hit add. And once we did that, it gave us this developer tab on our ribbon up here. Remember, we have file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and developer, which now gives us the capability to use it as a form. So it's that simple. And then we saved our master copy as an alternate copy, in other words, as a blank. So this way, whenever we go into a dealership, we can have them input all this information in there. So now all you have to do is, once you're done with the blank copy, just highlight all this information. Once again, highlighting. Hold down the Shift key and either use your arrows or just use your mouse, however. And just delete that information, and it's gone. And then you can save it, right? And then when you go into your next dealership, just open up the blank copy. You're going to go up here and you're going to highlight the rows right below where it says, all your headers. You'll go to Developer. You'll go to Form. Say OK. Oops, I'm sorry. Hang on. We got to put that in there as well. First two rows. My bad. Hit Form. Hit OK. And there's all the information. First name, last name, email, phone for texting, position, dealer. The dealer personnel puts their information in there, and they are hopefully giving you the correct information. But to me, it's more legible this way, as opposed to trying to decipher whatever it is they are attempting to write. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. It's not time consuming at all once you figure it out and you get it all down. And also remember on the master, we added that special conditioning over here from the home tab, the conditioning formatting that allows us to know if we have two people with the same exact email address. So just something to keep in mind. I always sort mine at the end of the week. I go back into the data tab up here at the top and I sort. So if you just put, let's say for instance, the cursor right there, you choose sort, it's automatically going to highlight all that data for you that you've already have in there, and it's going to allow you to sort based on your configuration. So all you have to do is hit OK, and it'll automatically resort that for you. Now, the one last thing I do want to show you, if you accidentally touch one of these email addresses over here, it's going to try and open up your web browser or your email server, whatever you're using, to attempt to send that email. So your best bet to get anywhere in column C is to use your arrow keys to get into there. Like when you're going to highlight all of that, just arrow over to the first one or the last one, press and hold down the shift key and then highlight them. Because if not, it's going to open up your browser to attempt to send an email. So once again, I hope this makes sense. I hope that this helps some people out. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, email me, however you want to do it. Reach out to your performance coach and have them reach out to me. It doesn't matter if it's helping you, then I'm here for it. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks a lot. Bye.